Hey, I'm Trainer Vinson. Today we're going to do a little 9x12 demo. I'll talk my way through it and explain my process as we go. The neighbor's dog is not happy with me. It's pretty late in the day. This is gonna have to be a quick painting, but I'll talk my way through it. We'll see how much we can get done before the sun goes down. This is the scene we're gonna paint. I don't have much time to talk about it, so we're just gonna start painting. Painting this late in the day, you have so little time. So we're just jumping straight into this. So I'm gonna cut the land somewhere right here, mountain, trees. All right, let's do it. Sky. Is it perfect right now? No. If we have time, we'll come back and revisit it. If we don't, then we don't. Shadows coming through here. I'm just trying to get something down. This is what these late evening paintings like this, late light, I'm more interested in just, well, usually I'm always interested in just hinting. Let's go for the mountains. When I squint, they are a bluish gray. They're distant, but they're warm. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to go for a gray. A quick gray, if you have a palette similar to my colors, is your brown. I have burnt umber, blue, and white. Brown, blue, white. Makes a pretty quick gray, and from there you can cool it off or you can warm it up. Let's see what that looks like. I like that. So the shape I made this sky is a little off from what I want. Let's do that. And there's like a second layer more distant than this one here. And the bottoms of these mountains are a little slightly darker in value. This is speed painting for sure. All right, I'm gonna go for the trees. Going with a dark green. This is ultramarine blue, catty-yellow light. Throw a little alizarin crimson in there. And this tree's big right in the middle of them. And then right here is a tree more in the middle ground that's getting hit with a little stronger light. Looking at the snow and shadow on the mountain. And good with that for now. Get something a little darker in here. It's a tricky area because it's so hazy. Go back to my sky. It gets really warm. It's really warm down at the bottom of these, where it meets in here. I'm just gonna get rid of that tree for a second, get the sky I want. Come right back into it, back over it with the tree again. And over here it just goes really, I mean the sun is just right here. So this is getting super warm. As I'm looking at it, it's hard to look at. It's my dog. Hi, Mosey. And then there's some sagebrushes popping up over this line. You get those, they're pretty dark. They're almost, not almost, they are completely silhouetted for me. Jumping back to the sky, there's still hints of coolness in the sky as well. And the light has shifted just a little. This is all mainly in shadow. I'm looking for a cool purple. I'm squinting. Go with something like that. And then this right here is still getting hit by light. I finish this shadow area. This area still has some warm light bouncing across it, and I'm just gonna exaggerate it. Let's do that. It kind of bounces through here, right around this, but that tree has some shadow coming off of it. Revisit the tree that's popping up here. This right here has lost its distinction. I'm gonna get a smaller brush. Just make sure, just a slight bit of terp. Just make sure we know what's happening here. This is a funny mountain. It's called Goat Mountain, and we can see it from our house, which is just right down. I walked from home. It's funny, pointy mountain. It's not the most interesting shapes for a mountain for me. But I kind of like this composition. We just found this hillside. It's kind of tucked away from us by our neighbor's house, and we don't know who owns the land, but we've been walking over here. It's a nice little spot. Just some light bouncing around this. And then with that small brush, where'd my small brush go? Some of these, there's just light kind of bouncing in here on these tall things. sounds of kids in the background and my wife.
Boom, can you stand next to the bird? Remember, you stand right there. On the deer trail.
Just looking at this slight transition between the shadow and the light.
Share with your sister? No.
There's this warmth back there that I'm not quite grabbing. So I'm just gonna warm up that back mountains just a little bit. Try to get that hazy feeling that I'm seeing.
Put it down. I may put it out. Got yours.
There's still some coolness in it, so I'm kind of balancing that coolness and the warmth back there.
Then don't move it. Don't move it. This one out. See, I said don't move it. Yeah. Thank you.
This is deeper signs.
Just want to pump up that light.
Each here one. Hi. 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 That was on my phone. Hi. Not my baby. Not my baby. Not my baby. Well, it's both of them.
There's some darker shapes of these sagebrushes. I'm just hinting at darker shapes scattered through this foreground. But I'm sure you'd rather watch my kids have a fight than me paint.
You have some flowers in you.
Those are nice and good too. Where do you think this deer trail goes, you guys? Where'd you go see? Look. Let's follow it. Me too, they're really scary. I'll be brave.
Mommy, why are they scary? Why are they scary?
Just trying to soften that edge slightly. In this tree, the light kind of shifted around, and so now this tree is, the bottom's all in shadow, and the light's just hitting the top of the tree. So I'm gonna shift it to that instead of what I did have. This is one of those things, like I've mentioned before, is the light is changing and shifting, but you kind of have to decide what works best for your painting. And in this case, I think it works better for the base of that tree to be in shadow.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye. That was a really, really quick painting. My light is gone, but it's still really pretty. So I have a little 6x6. We'll see if we can do something with it. I'm gonna pretty much look at the same scene, but now everything is in shadow. Everything's in shadow, and the sky is really dramatic. I'm gonna move over a little bit. There's Goat Mountain again. Something like that. Just block these in. Hi.
Going back home.
Okay, I'll be there soon.
Well, hey, and look at my little bouquet.
I like your bouquet.
Bye, my daddy.
Bye, Dewey. See you at home, buddy. These trees. Trees coming up. Here. Here. The big one, the same big one that we had in the last painting. Alright, leave it. The whole foreground is in shadow. Now that there's no sunlight, all of this is much warmer. It doesn't have that warmth of the sunlight to cool all the shadows off as much. As it gets to me, it seems to be a little cooler. All right, we'll get a few. There's these like sage brushes, which always have this dark bottom. Just hint at a few darker shapes in here. Leave it. And jump to the sky. Sky has some dark clouds. A couple dark clouds. Might be too dark. And then there's a nice, let's see, kind of a muted blue that's in here. And then it's going to have some big punches of warmth that we'll do in just a second. So you got a shape Ward Mountain. Ward Mountain is this mountain. Goat Mountain, tell it to go back down. All right, and then the warmth. Let's see what this looks like. It's more saturated. It's not, yeah, something like that. Kind of just skirts under these clouds, and then it just has some nice, strong punches down low. Just gonna fill in some of these holes. A few of the confusing spots. Firm up this edge a little bit, knowing that, just so that you know this is a hill and these trees are back behind this hill. Actually, with our smaller brush, we'll make, you know, because it's all grass, it's not like a hard edge. There's grass that kind of pops up over some of these. Just hinting, just quick, some things that come up over that. Squinting, trying to see where the confusing spots are. When I'm squinting, this still looks a little funny. Goat Mountain. Just gonna tell it to lay back down again. Yeah, stop there. No, we won't. This tree, these trees, just giving them just a few touches. This one looks like a Christmas tree, and it doesn't look that way in real life, so give it a little more randomness to it. That dark spot right there makes it look like another tree's popping up, and there isn't, so little things like that, just get rid of them. All right. And that's 2 quick late light paintings, and really these are just allowing me to explore a new area, a new time of day in this area. But I enjoyed it. I definitely want to come back here, spend some more time. It's nice, I can just walk here from my house, so maybe I can paint some bigger ones, come back, revisit them often. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Wash your hands, stay safe. See you next week.